Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my official NBA playoff predictions. We're going to go through and predict every first round game up until the championship game, from play-in to the finals. We're covering all of it in today's video. But first, of course, if you guys aren't in the channel, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on, as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. Fortunately, I was not able to get a video out for you guys Saturday, so you will be getting this Saturday, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I worked a double on Saturday, so I was very busy, and then yesterday it was all over the place. So, regardless, you should have an update come at least next week. But, of course, whatever we're doing in today's video is the NBA playoffs. It's time. Starts tomorrow. Let's go ahead and hop right into our NBA playoff predictions. Alright, so we'll start with the West and go into the East for the play-in rounds. For the first play-in game, it is the 7-seed Pelicans taking on the 8-seeded Lakers. Now, LA did beat us in the last game of the regular season yesterday. With that being said, we got them at home again. I think second time's a charm. I think it's hard to beat a team twice back-to-back in the NBA, so that is why I'm going with the Pelicans. It's also, again, at home. B.I. is back. He's back in rhythm, so that is why I'm going with New Orleans here to advance as the 7 seed and play the Nuggets in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Alright, moving on to the next play-in game. Winner moves on and loser goes home. It is the Kings versus the Warriors. I'm going with the Warriors here to upset the Sacramento Kings on the road. I know that their record shows it's the same record, but Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, that whole group, even Chris Paul on that team, has a lot more playoff experience than the Sacramento Kings. So that is why I'm going with them to get the win and move on to the second play-in game, where they will face the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Warriors will move on and upset King James in the playoffs, making them the number 8 seed. So I'll go series by series in the West really quickly to start off, and then we'll talk about the East and redo it all over again. So, for the first matchup in the West, if I have it correctly, it will be the 1-seeded Thunders and the 10-seeded, or the 8th-seeded, I guess you would say, Warriors. I think the Warriors have what it takes to upset this Thunder team. Now, again, the Warriors have a lot more experience on that team with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, even Chris Paul. All of that whole group has a lot of experience in the playoffs, which again is why the Thunder, they're so young. They have Shea, obviously he hasn't really made the playoffs, being with the Wizards and all of that. So that group right there, I think in and of itself is a reason you guys should pick the Golden State Warriors to win this series, especially the 7-game series. I don't think the Thunder have enough depth against this Golden State Warriors team. When they get hot, they're on point, which is why I think the Warriors are going to upset the Thunder in the first round of the playoffs. On to the next game, of course, that is LA and Dallas. Now, I believe Dallas is actually favored against the Clippers, which I'm not going to be shocked if they beat the Los Angeles Clippers in this matchup. But I'm going with the team that has a home court advantage here and going with the Los Angeles Clippers. I know that the Mavs have been hot recently. They rested Kyrie and Luka on Sunday to get ready for this playoff series against the Los Angeles Clippers. But the Clippers also, if it goes to 7 games, have another game at home. And that in of itself, especially in the playoffs, is a massive thing to have. So I'm going with the Clippers here to move on to face the Golden State Warriors in the West semifinals of the playoffs. On to the next series, that is the Thunder, or the T-Wolves rather, and the Phoenix Suns. Now, I would take the Phoenix Suns in this one. However, I think this is where, again, home court advantage is so important in the NBA playoffs. So I think this is where it's going to come into factor, especially against this Phoenix Suns team with Kevin Durant, with Devin Booker. Obviously, I believe Bradley Beal's on that team now too. So with that being said, I'm not going to be shocked if the Suns make or upset this Minnesota Timberwolves team. But I have to give the edge to the T-Wolves. They've been playing hot. Karl Anthony Towns has been hot. Obviously, that whole group has them fired up. They could shoot. They could play defense. Rudy Gobert's been playing really good. So with that said, I have the Timberwolves winning this 7-game series. But I would not be shocked, again, if the Suns will upset the Minnesota Timberwolves. But give me the T-Wolves in this one. Of course, moving on to our final playoff series for the Western Conference. That is the Nuggets, and if I have it correctly, the New Orleans Pelicans. I don't think we're going to beat the Denver Nuggets. They've been hot. They're obviously a really solid team, well-rounded team. Now, if Jokic does end up getting hurt or something, I could see us winning this game. But right now, they are a 57-win team, and we have 49. We did not crack 50 wins this year. Now, our schedule was really hard. But with that being said, I still think the New Orleans Pelicans will have a chance. I just don't see it happening. I think we'll go to 6 games, which is a very good series if you're the New Orleans Pelicans. But they're not getting past this Denver Nuggets team. So give me the Denver Nuggets here, as the Nuggets will move on to the next round. Alright, here we go. On to the next one. It is the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Clippers, if I have everything correctly. I'm going to be going with this Golden State Warriors team. They're riding hot, obviously, and the Clippers would have struggled against the Mavericks, so that in and of itself is going to give me enough to predict the Warriors on the road, especially in LA. I know it's California, so it's right down the street. Obviously, the Warriors fans travel really well. So with that being said, I'm going to go with the Golden State Warriors here to go to the conference championship game in the West. Moving on, you got the 3 versus 2 matchup in the semifinals. It is the T-Wolves versus the Nuggets. This one's going to go to 5 games. I think that the Nuggets are going to blow past the Timberwolves. I really do. I don't think the Timberwolves have a shot. And if they do, like I said, to beat the Phoenix Suns, they will have to go through the Denver Nuggets as well. It's a tough playoff stretch for them to get to the NBA Finals regardless. So with that said, the Nuggets are going to go on in 5 games and go on to the conference championship game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Moving on to our Western Conference Finals champions. If all of it plays out like I'm doing, it's the Warriors and the Nuggets once again. Back-to-back conference finals, I believe, as well. So with that being said, let's predict this game, these matchups. I think it's going to go 7 games. I really do. I think if the Warriors can get hot within the right time, then they're going to find a way to win this series. But again, I don't think anyone's stopping the Joker. The Joker and that group is really, really good, which is why I'm going with the Nuggets here to go all the way to the NBA Finals in the West. Alright, fellas, now we get to start it all over again with the Atlanta Hawks and the Chicago Bulls. I think the Hawks are going to upset the Bulls. I believe we beat them the last time we played them, and that was on the road as well. Now, I think they'll beat them and move into the winner of the 8 and 10 game in the play-in. And with that other play-in game, it's the Heat and the 76ers, where I'm going to go the 76ers in this matchup. I think the 76ers, they're a very underrated team in the NBA, so they should be able to get the job done in the Western Conference play-in. Now that leaves the Hawks and the Heat, and I've got Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat once again taking on the Boston Celtics. Alright, here we go. First round of the tournament, or of the playoffs in the East, should be the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. It would be really funny if the Miami Heat were to upset the Boston Celtics in the first round of the playoffs, but I don't think so. I think the Celtics are going to run away with the East, in my opinion. I just think they have what it takes this year. Jason Tatum looks very, very good. Obviously, Jaylen Brown has been playing good. Jalen Green's been playing good. That whole group is very solid and well-rounded. They can hit you with threes. They can play defense on you. And they can get tough buckets as well. So, with that said, the Celtics are going to go on to the Eastern Conference semifinals. Alright, moving on, it is the Cavaliers and the Magic here. I'm going to go with the Magic to upset the Cleveland Cavaliers in this matchup. Again, that Cavs offense can score, so I would not be shocked if that happens. But if I were to pick an upset, it would be this one. So give me the Magic over the Cavs in a 7-game series. I think the Magic have what it takes to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. Alright, moving on. It is the Bucks and the Pacers. Give me the Bucks here. Giannis and Dame. That's going to be a great duo to watch in the NBA playoffs. Damian Lillard always shines in the playoffs, so that is why I'm going with the Milwaukee Bucks here to get the job done against a struggling Indiana Pacers team when it came down to the stretch. Alright, here we go. The 2 seed versus the 7 seed 76ers in this one. I've got to go with the Knicks here. They played really well that final game of the regular season, which is why I think they're going to carry that into the playoffs against a Joel Embiid-less 76ers team. So with that being said, give me the New York Knicks here in a 7-game series to beat the Philadelphia 76ers. Here we go. I'm just going to run through these really quickly. It is the Cavs versus the Magic, or the Celtics versus the Magic really quickly. If I have it all correct, I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics here again. I just think they're going to win the East outright. And then the next one, it is the Bucks and the Knicks. Give me the Bucks here to upset the New York Knicks in a 7-game series. That Bucks team, going to be really good when they can get it all together. It's just come down to really Doc Rivers and how he manages this whole team. But with that said, it will be the Bucks and the Celtics once again in the Eastern Conference Finals, where I have the Boston Celtics winning the Eastern Conference Finals and moving on to the finals where they will take on the Nuggets, and the Boston Celtics will officially win their first NBA championship with Jason Tatum. Anyway, of course, that's going to be all for today's video. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on. Again, we do our best to post on this channel every single day. Really quickly, kind of an outlook this week for you guys. Wednesday is kind of a toss-up. Tomorrow, we'll talk the Masters. I think what we're going to do is rank every SEC basketball coach this season on Wednesday. That's what we're going to do on Wednesday. Thursday, I'm not sure about yet, but of course, Friday, you will have your Franchise Fridays. So with that being said, you already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, turn that bell on. Thank you all so much for watching, as I will see you all in the next video. Peace.